another episode where you've given me 3 questions, so it seems only fair that I give you 3 answers. Yeah? We'll shake on that. Let's get to the first one. And it's from the distinguished, the logical, and the wise Co92. Good evening. His question: what do you think of the Nostalgia Critic having supporting characters in his reviews? Do you think they're good additions, or do you find them unnecessary? I think in the context of things, when he has maybe just 1 or 2 supporting characters in the reviews, he tends to work better when there's either little supporting characters or it's just him doing the review, because I tend to prefer the earlier material he did, like for example the famous or the infamous, depending on your interpretation, when he did the Batman and Robin review. I mean, that movie was awful, exploring the back credit card meme. Or the, one of my favourite ones is the Captain Planet review, and I think it's because it's just his stamp on the material that he's reviewing. You're not having to try and take in so much information from so many other characters and other people that are participating in the review. I think when he has, say, more than 2 other people doing the review with him, that's when it becomes a little overcrowded, because I just think it works better when there's less input from so many people. If he's got, like, say, Linkara doing the Superman 4 movie review with him, or if it's Angry Joe doing Man of Steel, or Jesse Otaku doing the Digimon movie review, it works best when it's, just like a one-on-one input, or if it's just like 2 other supporting participants in the review, because, like I say, it's not so oversaturated. So they are good additions, but it works best when it's as few other participants as possible, because I think he works better when it's just him doing the review by himself. That's just my take on it. What some of you may think out there is completely up to you, because I know you got your own opinions and your own take on Nostalgia Critic, and that's just fine. I welcome opinions, but for me, he works best solo. Question 2: Sonic Boom or Sonic Satan? That's an interesting question. I think story-wise, Satan is superior, because there's a story arc with it. You always feel like with each episode, you feel like it's building towards something and it's setting up an event. Whereas with Sonic Boom, now some people may differ with this, and that's fine. Some people like the idea of, once that story's done, it resets itself for another week and they move on to something else. With the exception of Cindy Robinson and Mike Pollock as Amy Rose and Dr. Robotnik, respectively, I like everyone else, I want it to be Dr. Robotnik again, because Eggman, I can't really take a villain seriously when he has a name like that. But, I'm from the old school, because you say Dr. Robotnik, it's like, badass. We got ourselves a badass here. So, yeah. Art-wise, now again, this is up for interpretation, but I feel like the art style of both series is good for different reasons, but in terms of quality, they're equal. I really like some of the dark palettes that they used. Sonic Boom's art style works with it with the CG, and it's probably the most, I don't want to say photorealistic, but it's probably the, the best in terms of environment with light for Sonic, but it's a tie between those two. And as for voice work, well, Sonic Boom's Tails, I'd say, is just a little bit better than, I think it's Bradley Pierce who voiced Tails in the Satam years. Because what you gotta remember, folks, is the problem with a voice actor for Tails is every so few years that voice actor gets to a point where the voice starts breaking and then they've got to recast him. This is the basic problem that they had with the Sonic Adventure series into the Dreamcast and then going into Sonic Heroes and Sonic 360 and Sonic Unleashed. It's like it's easier to cast a female voice actress that could then put on a young boy's voice. You know, look at Nancy Cartwright with Bart Simpson. She's been voicing a 10-year-old for nearly 30 years, and her voice still holding up. From what I remember in the last episode, I remember seeing, which was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. But I digress. This is not about The Simpsons. This is about Sonic the Hedgehog. Jaleel White is now. Just for context, I don't have any disrespect for Roger Craig Smith. I think he's a damn fine voice actor for Sonic. You know, given it's almost like a modern interpretation of Jaleel White with the sassiness, the cockiness, the rebellious attitude and whatnot. I just think Jaleel delivers it just that little bit better, not by much. I like it, and again, I like Roger as Sonic. I think he's one of the best voices that Sonic has had in I don't know how long, probably not since Jaleel. I liked Ryan Drummond as Sonic. I thought he was good for the series for what it was at the time. I liked Jason Griffith as Sonic. I thought by Sonic Unleashed he had pretty much nailed the character, but Sega being Sega, they have to go replacing him and But yeah, on a tangent, again, I know it's a problem of mine and I gotta work on it. But again, in terms of voice work, Jaleel's here, Roger's here, just underneath him. And again, I like Roger, but Jaleel's my favourite Sonic voice. I know what some people ask me, who, in terms of the female characters, who do you prefer, Sally or Amy? If we were talking modern era Amy versus Sally Acorn, I choose Sally every single time. Primarily because Sally's a three-dimensional character, because she has flaws, she gets stubborn and sort of self-defeatist, I think that's a word, when things don't go her way and she's constantly giving herself a hard time, because that's a flaw that, most good characters do. Whereas modern era Amy, she's so one-dimensional and, just a fangirl. It's like, I hope Sonic notices me. Whereas with Sonic Boom, although they kind of hot potato with her character a little bit, like one day she's a goof, the other day, she's a strong, leading female protagonist trying to make sensible decisions, and there's other days she's the strong, rebellious type. The thing that Sonic Boom did right with Amy, they made her into a proper character that has so many layers and different dimensions. It's like, finally, it's like, it took you guys 22 years since the debut of Sonic CD in 1993, but finally, you got Amy Rose right. You got it right. If I were to choose, again, Amy Boom, or Boom Amy, whichever you. I know someone's going to put a hashtag like Amy Boom. The era of Amy, the Amy Boom. Amy Boom is here. Satam Sally's here. Again, it's a tie. And I procrastinated enough on that question, and now we'll go to question 3. What do you think of Razor Fist? Now, this is the guy that my brother and myself are huge fans of. Number one, I'd love to be able to do video game and movie reviews with him being such a... There's a term to describe it, his style. He's somewhat of a lyrical wordsmith, that he's able to use these precise words in his review and not break his concentration, which I think is absolutely amazing. I don't know how the guy does that. And, you know, the guy's in my opinion, a certifiable genius with the way he's able to look straight through at something and go, this is bullshit, this is stupid, why did you even think this, don't even think about that and that, what were you thinking? You know, the guy cuts through the crap, and I admire and respect that. And Razor, if you're listening, my brother Random, you know, absolutely admires the heck out of you for two things. Number one, you had Rick Mail in one of your videos, and number two, you declared Rick Mail a certifiable genius. You know, I just admire and respect the guy because, you know, like me, he's allergic to bullcrap. He'll go, ugh, go away. And you know, I kind of look at things from a slightly different perspective on some movies, like with the Dirty Harry series, Commando. It's like when he's reviewing Commando, he says the movie story knows it's a joke, but it's in on it. It's having fun with it. It's not trying to take itself uber seriously like a lot of these movies in modern day cinema does. And this is a big problem. You know, cinema these days is too ultra gritty realism. When we go to the movies to have fun, have the, you know, like lines from, I forget the movie in question, but it's just one guy that just throws a match and goes, "You have the right to be dead," and I'm like, I like that. Or, you know, my brother became a huge fan of the Death Wish series of, you know, starring Charles Bronson, and, you know, Razorfist was the guy that got him into that. So thank you very much. I always like this one line is where he goes from 0 to Bronson. I'm like, I like that. But yeah, Razor's a guy who doesn't mince his words. He backs up everything he says. You know, again, only from the observations I've seen through most of his videos. He brings up facts and relevance, so that if people try to chew him out, it's like, well, I've given you all the facts and the information of why I think this way, and this evidence backs it up. So, you know, that's your own problem if you don't like it. Yeah, really, really decent reviewer. And when he uses jokes and memes, he does it in a way where you think, I like that. You know, that's doing it, you know, without a meme for the sake of a meme, you know? Those have been your 3 questions for this week. You know how the shtick works by now. If you're watching this on dynamicnight.com, Facebook, or even YouTube, question in the comment section below. Or if you feel like sending me a question to my Twitter, there's the link in the outro. But until next time, ask again.